through, all of you. Get him up. Get him up. Now, come on. Get over there with the rest of them now.
If you remember some deed of heroism, some touch of nobility, tell about it.
I can't tell you anything you don't know. We live in the trenches out there. We fight. We try not to be killed. Sometimes we are.
Now, before you go on, Wooden Shoes, would you mind running down to the corner and getting me a hamburger sandwich?
Personally, my feeling is...
Make that 2 hamburgers like a good fellow.
Now, my feeling is that Williams is of the dual personality type.
Yeah, I know. Like the Dolly sister.
Yeah, tell it to the Tribune.
3. All right, cut 2.
It's on account of the way his head is shaped. It's a typical case.
Sure. Ask him to put a lot of ketchup on them sandwiches.
Don't do anything foolish.
When are we leaving?
I wish I knew. I suppose as soon as Captain Harvey comes down.
If he's up there, he may never come down.
You're next. Take his stinking shirt off.
Pull out, Martha.
No, I have a method all my own. If you'll notice, the coat came first, then the tie, then the shirt. Now, according to Hoyle, after that, the pants should be next. Here's where I'm different. I go for the shoes next. First the right, then the left. After that, it's every man for himself.
Gloire, allez les chercher. Il va travailler à Pontarlier. Laissez-le.
Comme ça, nous pouvons le lâcher.
Vous le devez.
That's going to be fun.
Some people like it.
Will you do something for me before we go out?
Sure. Put that away, Slug. At your service.
I got a trunk in that room. Will you get it out for me?
Certainly. With pleasure.
Give this to the orchestra leader and time to play the same number again for an encore.
Yes, sir.
Écoutez, je vous prie retourner. Forger! Forger! Have you really gone insane?
I am perfectly sane.
You see, boys forget what their country means by just reading The Land of the Free in history books. When they get to be men, they forget even more. Liberty is too precious a thing to be buried in books, Miss Saunders. Men should hold it up in front of them every single day of their lives and say, I'm free to think and to speak.
Breach secured!
Time clear!
Ready!
Fire!
I made no campaign promises because until a few weeks ago, I had no hope of being elected. Now, however, I have something more than a hope. Jim Geddes has something less than a chance.
What did you say, George?
I said automobiles are a useless nuisance.
Never amount to anything but a nuisance, and they had no business to be invented.
Of course, you forget Mr. Morgan makes them. Also did his share in inventing them. If you weren't so thoughtless, he might think you rather offensive.
Because, my dear Ricky, I suspect that under that cynical shell, you're at heart a sentimentalist. Oh, laugh if you will, but I happen to be familiar with your record. Let me point out just 2 items. In 1935, you ran guns to Ethiopia. In 1936, you fought in Spain on the loyalist side.
And got well paid for it on both occasions.
The winning side would have paid you much better.
There's a speed limit in this state, Mr. Neff. 45 miles an hour.
How fast was I going, officer?
I'd say around 90.
Suppose you get down off your motorcycle and give me a ticket.
Suppose I let you off with a warning this time.
Suppose it doesn't take.
Suppose I have to whack you over the knuckles.
Suppose I bust out crying and put my head on your shoulder.
Suppose you try putting it on my husband's shoulder.
That tears it.
What's on your mind, lady? You know what I think? I think maybe you had an idea you'd take a swim. That's what I think. Okay. Think about it. Go on, beat it. Go on home before we both take a swim.
He says it's the chance of a lifetime.
Now, you listen to me. I don't want any plastics, I don't want any ground floors, and I don't want to get married ever to anyone. You understand that? I want to do what I want to do. And you're...
George. I told her you wouldn't be able to speak to her. But when she saw you in the parade yesterday, she said you were Santa Claus, as she calls you, and you could talk to her. Well, I didn't know what to do.
Hallo, ik ben blij dat je gekomen bent.
Oh, u bent Sinterklaas.
Ja, zeker.
Ik wist het wel. Ik was zeker dat u het zou begrijpen.
Natuurlijk. Zeg maar wat je zou willen hebben.
To that. It's for me.
Yes, miss.
Bolt it, Mariah.
Bolt it?
Bolt the door, Mariah.
Yes, miss.
Did you see them? Did you see how they came?
You know, some crazy things happen in this business, Norma. I hope you haven't lost your sense of humor. What's the matter, dear?
Nothing. I just didn't realize what it would be like to come back to the old studio. I had no idea how much I missed it.
We've missed you too, dear.
We'll be working again, won't we, Chief? We'll make our greatest picture.
You gonna shack up here?
I thought I would if it's not inconvenient for you all.
Good.
Traveling wears me off.
Well, take it easy. It's not those cats.
I thought a little wine might be good.
Should I cook something?
No kitchen. Nothing to cook. I always eat out.
Do you like that?
Well, life isn't always what one likes. Is it?
No, it isn't.
You want in my philosophy of life? Do it to him before he does it to you.
I never met anyone like you. There's not a spark of sentiment or romance or human kindness in your whole body.
What good does it do you besides get you in trouble?
I want you hang around the house tonight. I want you to go take a shave and go dance.
Ma, when are you going to give up? You got a bachelor on your hands. I ain't never going to get married.
You're going to get married.
Ma, sooner or later, there comes a point in a man's life when he's got to face some facts. And one fact I gotta face is that whatever it is that women like, I ain't got it. I chased after enough girls in my life. I went to enough dances. I got hurt enough. I don't want to get hurt no more.
Me, I'm gonna have more money than you ever thought you could have. You and all the rest of you stinking sons of Benedicts.
Leslie, you go out in the house. Take the women with you.
Jack, we're real glad you struck him. Now you go on along home.
My, you sure do look pretty, Miss Elizabeth. You always did look pretty.
But actually, those two witnesses were the entire case for the prosecution. Supposing they're wrong.
What do you mean, supposing they're wrong? What's the point of having witnesses at all?
Could they be wrong?
What are you trying to say? Those people sat on the stand under oath.
They're only people. People make mistakes. Could they be wrong?
Well, no, I don't think so.
You know so.
Oh, come on. Nobody can know a thing like that. This isn't an exact science.
That's right. It isn't.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Like what, Maggie?
Like you were just looking?
I wasn't conscious of looking at you, Maggie.
I was conscious of it.
Well, doesn't a woman sort of instinctively know when a fellow's on the make?
Oh, sure. But that's only usual with me. With men, I mean. Almost all men, ever since I was a kid. You, for instance. You're interested. But there isn't any reason to be afraid of you. It was like that with Barney.
Well, now, Mrs. Mannion, believe me, I'm not in the least...
Call me Laura. You've got a Lulu.
Huh? Yeah, better not get too close.
I never catch colds.
Really? I was reading some figures from the Sickness and Accident Claims Division. Do you know that the average New Yorker between the ages of 20 and 50 has 2.5 colds a year?
Now, that makes me feel just terrible.
Why?
Well, to make the figures come out even, if I have no colds a year, some poor slob must have 5 colds a year.
Yeah, it's me.
Should have stayed in bed this morning.
I should have stayed in bed last night.
Mr. Halberstam, what was it like living under National Socialism?
What was it like?
Yes, I mean, day to day. You know, I know many people at home like you. You're good people. I believe that. Then, what was it like for you living under Hitler?
Stand and fight! Stand and fight! Fire back at them!
The little thing was hungry, so I opened myself to it. And he came to me with his mouth. And there was no milk. I had no milk. And he pulled at me and pulled at me.
You're talking about mass murder, General, not war.
Mr. President, I'm not saying we wouldn't get our hair mussed, but I do say no more than 10 to 20 million killed, tops, depending on the breaks.
I will not go down in history as the greatest mass murderer since Adolf Hitler.
Perhaps it might be better, Mr. President, if you were more concerned with the American people than with your image in the history books.
Do you mean to tell me that my children have been roaming about Salzburg dressed up in nothing but some old drapes?
Mm-hmm. And having a marvelous time.
They have uniforms.
Straitjackets, if you'll forgive me.
I will not forgive you for that.
Children cannot do all the things they're supposed to do if they have to worry about spoiling their precious clothes. Well, they wouldn't do it.
You're such a simp. You haven't even got the what?
Guts?
Phrase maker.
For God's sake, Mrs. Robinson. Here we are. You got me into your house. You give me a drink. You put on music. Now you start opening up your personal life to me and tell me your husband won't be home for hours.
So?
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me. Aren't you?
Don't play a scene with me.
I wouldn't if I could. I'm simpler than I used to be. I had at one time many appetites. I wanted poetry and power and the young men who create compose. I even wanted Henry II in those days. Now I've only one desire left, to see you king.
Attention!
Number 2, chicken salad sand. Hold the butter, the lettuce, the mayonnaise, and a cup of coffee. Anything else?
Yeah, now all you have to do is hold the chicken, bring me the toast, give me a check for the chicken salad sandwich, and you haven't broken any rules.
You want me to hold the chicken, huh?
I want you to hold it between your knees.
What you so mad for? I've never done that to you.
Well, I guess screwing my girl ain't nothing to you?
I ain't screwing her.
Hell, you ain't.
Well, I ain't. She's not your girl anymore.
She is my girl. I don't care. We did break
you
up.
don't even live here anymore.
It don't make no difference. I always live here. I'm getting her back. I'm telling you right now. She's going to marry me one of these days when I get a little bit more money.
She won't marry you.
Sure she will. We always meant to get married.
She's going off to college soon. I doubt I'll ever get to go with her again myself when she gets off.
My father made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
What was that?
Luca Brazzi held a gun to his head, and my father assured him that either his brains or his signature would be on the contract. It's a true story.
310. Tough luck, Rohan. But that's what you get for playing with your head up your ass. Come on, more like that, we can all go to bed early. Name's Lonergan. Doyle Lonergan. You're gonna remember that, Mr. Shaw. You're gonna get yourself another game.
You're gonna take over. You're gonna be the Don. If what I think has happened, I'm gonna leave here tonight. I give you complete power, Don. Over Fredo and his men, Rocco, Neary, everyone.
You're our last chance. What do you say, huh? Just raise your hand up. That's all we need from you today, Chief. Just raise your hand up one time. Show her that you can do it. Just show her that you can still do it. Just raise your hand up. All the guys have got them up. Just raise your hand up, Chief, will you? Huh? Come on. There's got to be one guy in here that's...
Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
We're sending a squad up.
Negative. We have a reactor leak here now. Give us a few minutes to lock it down. Large leak, very dangerous.
Who is this? What's your operating number?
We're in conversation anyway.
Lewis. Go ahead.
All right, we're gonna show him. Come on.
Motherfucker. You can't do this. I know my rights. I have the authority to close you down, and I'm doing just that. This exhibit degrades everybody who sees it, as well as the poor creature himself. He is a freak. How else will he live? Freaks are one thing. There's no objection to freaks, but this is entirely different. This is monstrous and should not be allowed. The weak have got to have somebody to fight for. Ain't that the truth? Want another drink?
Yeah.
Jimmy!
Yeah.
See, that's why the court exists. The court doesn't exist to give him justice. The court exists to give him a chance at justice.
We're going up against the Russians all the way. It's got the highest priority. It's a hazardous undertaking. In fact, it's extremely hazardous, if you get my meaning.
It's so hazardous that if you decide not to volunteer, it will not be held against you in any way.
Sounds dangerous.
It is. Very dangerous.
Count me in.
Did you try? Shouldn't it be a bit more? Or this? This. Yes. Better? What do you think?
Any more letters come?
Could be. Could be not. Who's to say?
Silly, no! I can't you. Until you do right by me, everything you think about is gonna crumble.
Welcome back to Washington, Bill.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to Justin. I'll call you.
I forget, is she on the list?
What's going on? Just showed up.
This is a brutal layoff.
How much is this? Toothpicks. It's a lot more than 2 toothpicks, right? Of course. 246 total. Change. Right. How many toothpicks do you need?
250.
Pretty close. Come on, let's go, Ray. 246.
There's 4 left in the box.
Mm-hmm. Rip out the entire page. You heard me. Rip it out. Rip it out! Come on. Rip it out! Thank you, Mr. Dalton. Gentlemen, tell you what, don't just tear out that page. Tear out the entire introduction. I want it gone. History. Leave nothing of it.
How you tell a story? What?
No, I don't know. You said it. How do I know? You said I'm funny. How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me. Tell me what's funny.
Get the fuck out of here, Tommy.
You motherfucker. I almost had him.
If I help you, Clarice, it will be turns +2. Quid pro quo. I tell you things, you tell me things. Not about this case, though. About yourself. Quid pro quo. Yes or no? Yes or no, Clarice? Poor little Catherine is waiting.
Your own money, right? We're going to divide up into 4 parties. And we'll hit all the farms and the trails to make a big circle. And we're bound to come across somebody that's seen these skunks.
Let me understand. They'd put up all the money, I'd do all the work. What, if you don't mind my asking, would you do?
I'd make sure it's known the company's in business. I'd see that it had a certain panache. That's what I'm good at. Not the work, not the work. The presentation.
Delivery for Dufresne.
Look. Dufresne. Here you board.
Thanks.
Quando dici il cielo piange, che cosa vuoi dire?
Che sta piovendo.
Ah sì, bravo. Questa è una metafora.
Allora è semplice. E beh, perché c'è questo nome così complicato?
Gli uomini non hanno niente a che vedere con la semplicità o la complessità delle cose.
What you laughing at? Do you feel like we're sisters? I don't know. Do you? It's a bit weird. Yeah. I don't mind it, though. No, nor do I. I don't even know you yet, do I?
But Will, she's been dead 2 years, and that's the shit I remember. Wonderful stuff, you know? Little things like that. Yeah, but those are the things I miss the most. The little idiosyncrasies that only I knew about. That's what made her my wife. Oh, and she had the goods on me, too. She knew all my little peccadillos.
People call these things imperfections, but they're not. Oh, that's the good stuff.
Ihr solltet glücklich sein, hier arbeiten zu dürfen. Es wird niemandem etwas geschehen, der die Vorschriften befolgt.
È molto facile perdere punti per la fame. Io stesso ieri ho perso 40 punti perché volevo a tutti i costi un panino con la marmellata.
Gehorsamkeit ist alles.
Dal Bigocchi.
Und noch etwas.
Lui di Fragole.
It's from my business. She wanted to thank you.
Thank me for what?
Who you know?
For helping me. Helping you with what?
You know.
Oh.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix Legions, loyal servant to the true emperor, Marcus Aurelius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
By my life or death, I can protect you. I will. You have my sword. And you have my blood.
And my axe. Theoden King stands alone. Not alone. Go hit him!
I looked in that case first chance I got, and there was my note still tied there. That line hadn't touched water in its life.
Mean nothing, Elmer.
Don't try and fool me no more, Ennis. I know what it means. Jack Twist. Jack Nasty. You didn't go up there to fish. You were
Listen, you don't know nothing about her.
You have different accents? You did, didn't you, you little fucking snake? You were like different people. You a psychiatrist? Well, if I was, I'd ask you why you're a statey making 30 grand a year, and I think if I was Sigmund fucking Freud, I wouldn't get an answer. So tell me, what's a lace-curtain motherfucker like you doing in the statey?
I hate most people.
That part of me is gone. Working and not succeeding. All my failures has left me. I just don't care.
Well, if it's in me, it's in you.
Name. Man, like you have a name. Stop crying.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. So Jamal, tell me something about yourself.
You're sheltering enemies of the state, are you not?
Yes.
You're sheltering them underneath your floorboards, aren't you?
Yes.
Point out to me the areas where they're hiding.
We're dreaming? You're actually in the middle of the workshop right now, sleeping. This is your first lesson in shared dreaming. Stay calm.
Shake that.
This is so much fun.
All right. Chicken already dead, Miss Kitty.
Yep, he dead.
Sure that's him?
Yeah.
Positive?
I don't know.
You don't know if you're positive?
I don't know what positive means.
Means you're sure.
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, I'm sure that's Ella's brother. I'm positive he did.
Who were you masting?
Master named Freeman.
Was he a learned man?
I suppose so.
He learned you to read?
A word here or there. But I've no understanding of the written text.
Don't trouble yourself with it. Same as the rest. Master brought you here to work, that's all.
Why do you suppose I just hurled a chair at your head, Neiman?
I don't know.
Sure you do.
The tempo?
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
I don't know.
I am the scales of justice, conductor of the choir of death. Sing, brother Hawk. Sing, brother. Sing, sing.
Do you sell drugs?
Yeah.
Come on, Mom. So you do drugs, right?
Yeah.
The chores have become my sanctuary. Get out.
Sorry, man.
Perdón.
아, 잠깐. 제시카, 외동딸, 일리노이, 시카고. 과선배는 김치모, 그는 네 사촌.
She stole my watch. Yes.
Your watch?
Yes.
Isn't it more likely you just lost it?
No. I already had my suspicion, so I set a trap for her. I left my watch somewhere in the open to see if she'd pinch it or...
Where? Where did you leave it?
I don't know and I don't remember. All I know is it's nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. I can't find it. There's your proof. That girl stole my watch. I know she did.
すごくいいドライバーです。
よろしくお願いします。
申し訳ないんだけど、僕はまだドライバーを君に頼むことに同意してない。
テストドライブでも大丈夫？
ええ、もちろん。
やっぱり自分で運転します。
Clap your hands. She appears to be in a universe where everyone has hot dogs instead of fingers.
I mean, it just doesn't matter how many times I see it. I'm just so...
We're in a race against the Nazis.
Now the race is against the Soviets.
Not unless we start.
Robert, they just fired the starting gun. What's the nature of the device they detonated?
Data indicates it may have been a plutonium implosion device.
Like the one you built at Los Alamos. The Russians have a bomb. Truman needs to know what's next.
What's next?
I am Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, Duke of Arrakis! Erudit Dina Heshidani, Nelisan Al-Gaim, Ruin Dimen Aruk, Ashidi! Lisan Al-Gaim!